Welcome to it, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 2 of Ibola Lasamzanze, a South African football podcast with me, your host, the original, Tony G. So last week we done episode 1 and it was a great experience actually. So if you haven't watched episode 1, just go through the YouTube channel, you'll find it. Go through the Spotify channel, you'll find it. Or you can go to my Instagram at original underscore Tony underscore G. Pin the link in the bio or in the website, or you can go find me on Twitter. It's the real Tony G. You can find, I put the link there, or you can go on Facebook, which is also the real Tony G. So you can find me there and you can find the link and go listen to episode 1. But enough said about episode 1, because this week we into episode 2, and this is Saturday, the 11th of June 2022, and yeah, what better way to start than Bafana, our very own national team. So on Thursday, the 9th of June at 9 p.m., we saw Bafana take on Morocco away in Rabat. So unfortunately, Bafana lost 2-1. So I don't know whether it's unfortunate or what, because we were trying to do something. Actually, it was a heist. Actually, we were trying to pull off a heist, and unfortunately, things like that, when they go wrong, they go wrong. But like with this one, it didn't really go that wrong. It was decent. It was decent. So let's just go through the match. So it was Bafana against Morocco, and it was at Rabat. So like, our team, in goals, it was Ronwen Williams, and then right back it was Kulisu Mudau, left back Lyle Lakay, Tibang Pete, Tariq Phillips, and Grant Kekana, all three in centre back. And then we had a midfield three. It was Goodman Musele, Spelelo Stole, and Teminkosi Lodge. And then up front, it was the duo of Lyle Foster and Pesitao. So the game was a one-sided affair, because it was to be expected. Morocco are ranked 24th in the world and South Africa are 69th, so there is a huge difference. So it was gonna be one-way traffic, although at the first 10 minutes of the game things didn't go as expected, because whoo. So Bafana scored first. They scored the first goal in the 8th minute via Lyle Foster. It was a counter attack where Morocco were attacking, and then South Africa were able to get the ball to Stole, who was in midfield, and then Sitolo was able to spot Lyle Foster, who made a run, and he had Ashraf Hakimi for company, and he won the physical battle, and he didn't really have to do much, just win the physical battle, because Hakimi was backtracking. He wasn't really closing him down. So Hakimi was actually leading Lyle Foster back to his own goal. So Lyle Foster just saw that this person is leading me back to his own goal. Let me just shoot and try my luck, and then hey, you never carve. So that's how Bafana scored. Lyle Foster found the back of the net in the 8th minute. And it has to be said, that was South Africa's only attempt at goal. I'm not being sarcastic or something. It was Bafana's only attempt on goal. Even the numbers say that, and numbers don't lie. And I know that sometimes maybe the numbers don't reflect how the game went. But at this time, the numbers reflect how the game went. Because after that, South Africa were non-existent. Bafana were non-existent. It's they were not even there. They were just there to defend the one goal. How can you defend one goal for 80 plus minutes? Where have you ever heard of that? Sharp, you can win with luck, Mara. Things like that don't really happen that much. So if you're unlucky, this can happen. And I feel like Bafana should just have to thank Ronwen Williams, because it could have been way worse. Williams pulled off some incredible saves from Hakimi. He pulled off some incredible saves. So Hakimi gave him a hand to show that, hey, dog, you really turned up today. I wish the rest of your team also turned up, because it wasn't really fun for Morocco, because as a football team, when you're playing, you need somebody to attack you and you attack them back for it to be a game. That's what we call a match. It's a matchup. So this time, I know it was a mismatch, but can you at least like try? Because it's like we didn't even try. Alright, so since Bafana scored and then Morocco kept on attacking, looking for an equalizer. Ronan Williams pulling save after save, and they finally found an equalizer in, I think it was their 100th attempt or something, because wow. So they found an equalizer in the 51st minute and they took the lead in the 87th minute. So like they found the equalizer in the 51st minute. Bafana still were unfazed. Actually, they defended more than they did in the first half, because they were saying, 1 point in Morocco. Are we taking it, bruh? So like they took the lead in the 87th minute after Kaiser Chiefs target Yusuf Mat. Yusuf Mat tried to dribble. I don't know who was he dribbling. Maybe there was a ghost that was marking him or something. He tried to dribble in the middle of the park and he lost the ball, and then he was punished. Marvella, that's what happens when you lose the ball. You get punished. So like I don't know why Matt couldn't just pass the ball, bruh. Play it simple. You're away at North Africa. The atmosphere, bruh. Let's talk about the atmosphere. Like the atmosphere there was amazing. It was a proper football atmosphere. Whether we're gonna get the same atmosphere this side, because South African football fans, we don't really attend football matches. Mara, I feel like it's not our fault actually. I feel like I'm gonna talk about this somewhere down the line of the podcast, because we gotta talk about our crowd attendance here in South Africa, because in South Africa apparently football is the number one supported sport. Mare, the attendance doesn't show. Actually, I feel like, and I don't feel like, because like judging by all of the matches I've watched and all of the rugby matches that I've seen, rugby always has more fans than football. So, whether South Africa is the football is the most supported sport medium in South Africa, that's up for debate. But then, like, I'll look into it. So, like, let's look at the game, because, like, on the 65th minute, Bafana coach Hugo Broos made a change, because trust me, we really needed some changes. Like, I give him credit for making changes, but he made the wrong changes. He made the wrong changes because Pesitao was not in the game. He was in the game, but then like at the same time he wasn't in the game, because like he wasn't given space, and every time he was given space he would do something, I don't know what, and do Lyle Lakay, people. Should we even talk about Lyle Lakay? Because, oh, wow. Lyle Lakay. I'm so surprised Morocco didn't score. Ronan Williams. I feel like Lyle Lakay should just go and thank God and the heavens and Ronan Williams, because, like, he had a howler. He had a horrendous game. So, like, on the 65th minute, Hugo Broos took off Lyle Foster for Yusuf Mat, which was a reasonable substitution, because like Foster, other than the goal, he didn't really contribute that much, and Temi Nkosi Lodge for Nange, which was also a reasonable decision. Except for Nange, I don't understand how you put Nange on when you got like a Fahila K on the bench. So like, that's the only, like, I agree with taking Lodge off, because he wasn't really in the game, because the whole team was defending and Lodge is not a defender. So I understand the taking him off part, Mara, the putting Nange on part, that's the part I don't have. And like, he took his time, like Hugo Broos. He doesn't really make substitutions. So on the 90th minute, he took off Sitole, who I thought was decent. He put on Mahopa. Still, you have Fahila K on the bench, who plays in Egypt. But you're still putting Mahopa, who got relegated. Not that I have anything against Mahopa, Mare. Come on, please. And he also took off Pesitao finally. I don't know what was he waiting for, because like Pesitao actually played 90 minutes for Bongikuhle Tlongwane. Okay, And then in the 91st minute, he took off Khulisi Mudau, who is probably one of his best players, one of Bafana's best players on the day, because Khulisi Mudau actually he was Bafana's lifeline. He was Bafana's lifeline in the back, and yeah. So like looking at the game, Morocco had like 27 attempts, and 11 of them were on target, whereas South Africa had 4 attempts, with only one of those attempts, which was the goal, being on target. So like Morocco had like 11 attempts on target. 11. Bafana had one. It really says a lot about Bafana's game plan, because I think they just went there. They actually didn't think they were going to score. When they scored, they were like, oh shit, it's happening. We actually going to defend this goal with our lives for like 80 minutes. And Coach Hugo Broos, I don't know how that comes or how that's about, Mara. Hey, I don't know. And like, oh, also I want to criticize Coach Hugo Broos, because you, as a coach, like, you're there on the touchline. I'm there on my couch. I'm not qualified or something, but I have an opinion. So like, when now Coach Hugo Broos, you have our UEFA license and stuff. Like, you won the Cup of Nations with Cameroon, with Ivory Coast, man. So like, you are there, and then you can see that Morocco, like, they came straight out at the gate. Like, they came through the wings. Actually, they came in through Ashraf Hakimi's side, because they were gonna target Ashraf Hakimi's side and try to use that our left back side, because like, they have Ashraf Hakimi. But then like, their job was made easier by the fact that it was Lyle Lakay who was at left back, and wow. So like, when Coach Hugo Broos, you can see that Lyle Lakay is getting overloaded. Balls are coming his side. Like, every Moroccan attack is coming through our left side. So you can see that Lyle Lakay is being overloaded. Mariette, you're doing nothing. You're not taking somebody to help Lyle Lakay there. Or at least you're not taking Lyle Lakay off. Like, you're just watching, like, Lyle Lakay, but TV. Just let them through. So like, that's my criticism of Coach Hugo Broos, because like, you can see that Lyle Lakay was not in the game, or like, even if he was in the game, you can see that he was being overloaded. But still, you don't send reinforcements down his side to go help him. So I don't know how that's about Coach Hugo Broos. And also, oh, our centre backs, Tariq Phillips, Grant Kekan, I don't know, where were they? Were they even there? They were there to add the numbers, but they didn't really play, because I only saw Pete, even though he wasn't there, Mare. He was the most visible of the three. And like, Tariq Phillips and Grant Kekana, like, Tariq Phillips, like, you guys can see that Lyle Lakay's side is getting overloaded, and you guys can see that the coach is not saying nothing. I mean, like, you guys should be professional enough. I mean, you're professional. You're playing for Cape Town City. You're gonna play in Africa in the Champions League. You're playing for Mamelodi Sundowns. You play in the Champions League. You can see that Lakay is struggling. Mariette, none of you has the mentality to say, alright, let me drop down to the left and try and help Lakay with the overloads, because you can see that they're overloading his side. But then you guys just sit there, go business as usual. You're not even. So I don't know. I was gonna say, I don't know how we lost the game by just one goal, but I do know, and it's Ronan Williams. If Ronan Williams was not in goal, Morocco would have scored a lot more goals, and trust me, we would have been humiliated. So like, thank God in the heavens we only lost 2-1, and we almost miraculously came back with 1 point, which we would not have deserved, because we did nothing. So we did nothing. Okay, I want to touch on Pesita, on like our attackers, actually, because Coach Hugo Broos, I want to touch on our attackers, because our attackers, it was Pesita and Lyle Lakay. So like, Pesita had one shot which was off target, completed 12 passes, and he had like 33 touches, and most of them were in his own half. And so I don't know whether that's up to like the team not being set up well because the team was set up to defend. So it would be totally unfair to blame everything on Percy Tau. Mara, even when he had like a chance, a window of opportunity to do something, he would do something. I don't know. So unpesitao like. So I don't know. His form has been off lately for Bafana. And you know what's crazy? I came across this that about Pesitao that he's never scored for Hugo Broos' Bafana. Ever since Hugo Broos became coach, like he hasn't scored for them. And so like Pesitao domestically, he has got 5 goals for Al Ali in 15 Egyptian Premiership matches. And then like on the bench we had like Evidence Mahopa who had 4 goals this past season, and Lyle Foster also had 4 goals in his league. While Victor Letwalo, who was not selected, I don't know why, has got like 7 non-penalty league goals. Like Coach Hugo Broos made a comment saying that Victor only scores penalties, and then he's got 7 non-penalty goals. That's 3 more. That's 3 more than Lyle Foster and Evidence Mahopa, and 2 more than Pesitao. So like how Victor Letwalo is not picked for this kind of game actually after the season he had, it's way above me. I know he's got penalty goals. So like who's your penalty taker actually on the national team? Let's say we got a penalty in the 89th minute. Who was gonna score it? Because Pesitao has a bad reputation of taking penalties, especially for the national team. Lyle Foster, I don't really know much about his penalty taking, but I know that it's not as good as Victor Letwalo. So why Victor Letwalo is not selected, I don't know. And also why and also why Ashley Dupreez, who has 9 non-penalty league goals, is not also selected. I don't know, because it's way above me. And if you're gonna give me a reason, like is the quality of the opposition they play against, well, why is Evidence Mahopa there? Because he plays against the same opposition that our Ashley Dupreez played against. Patrice Mangi is there. He plays against the same quality of opposition Andile Jali plays. And like Andile Jali actually plays in Africa. So he plays against way much better competition, much competitive, much physical. So like why Andile Jali is not there, why our Ashley Dupreez are not there, I don't know. I don't know. So I want to touch on our midfield, because our midfield has been very unstable. Because in the midfield, that's where you win a game. That's where you win a match. I mean, a soccer match is won in the middle of the pitch. Yes, you have to score goals, but those goals have to come somewhere. Yes, you have to defend goals, but defending actually starts from the midfield. So like our midfield has been unstable. It's been chopping and changing. Like we don't really have regular midfield options. So like in the last 8 matches of Coach Hugo Broos's in the last 8 matches of Coach Hugo Broos, he's used 10 players in midfield, and he has tried out 7 different midfield combinations. And surprise, surprise, Andile Jali has not featured in any of these matches. So how midfielder of the season, like the best holding midfielder in the country, has not featured in any of the national team's last 8 matches. I don't know. I don't know. So like the player who's featured the most in Coach Hugo Broos's midfield in the last 8 matches is Tebogo Mokoena, who featured 6 times and who was absent for Thursday night's match. I don't know why. Mutobi Mvala 4 times. Ooh. Even Mutobi Mvala has featured 4 times. Andile Jali, the best holding midfield in the country, has featured 0 times. Mara, Mutobi Mvala has featured 4 times. Let's just let it slide. Ethan Brooks has featured 3 times. Tibang Pete and Tabang Monari 2 times. Goodman Mosele, Njabulo Ngobo, Yusuf Mat, Teminkosi Lodge, and Siphelele Sithole recently, they all appeared once. So That's the players Coach Hugo has decided to experiment with in midfield. If you can experiment with Mutobi Mvala and Jabulo Ngawe in midfield, why can't you experiment with the best holding midfielder in the country? So that's I don't know. Maybe that's why Coach Hugo is the coach and I'm not. I'm busy sitting here doing a podcast. Not a qualified coach. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Marana, I'm just saying the numbers don't lie. I see what I see, and what I see is Andile Jali is a beast, and how he's not there is above me. So that was the match. That was the match. Bafana versus Morocco. Actually I made some player ratings here. I rated every player. Even the substitutes who came in the 65th minute because I think they had more than enough time to actually influence the game, which is what one of them did. So here are a few of the player ratings. They are out of 10. So Ronan Williams, I give him an 8. Like he had a super game. He pulled off some amazing saves. Like whether that was him advertising to Mamelodi Sundowns that hey yo, I am ready, come and get me. We don't know. Mara, he had a super game, so I give him an 8 out of 10. Lyle Lakay. Lyle Lakay. I'm gonna give Lyle Lakay a 3 because he had a horrendous game. Yes, you could say that he was overloaded, but there were times. Actually, there was this moment where, Hakimi was played a 1-2 with this. I think it was number 19, the Moroccan number 19. He played a 1-2 around Lyle Lakay, and then like they just passed the ball to Lyle Lakay, and Lyle Lakay just let it slide through, which allowed Ashraf Hakimi to actually get the ball, cut into the 18 area, take a shot, and Williams saved Lakay again. So like even yeah, I know he was overloaded, Mara. He didn't help himself the way he played. So Lyle Lakay, it's a 3 out of 10. Tariq Phillips, it's a 4 out of 10. He was there. He was there, Mara. He wasn't there. So it's a 4 out of 10. He didn't do much. Tibang Pete, 5. I'm giving Tibang Pete a 5 because he was the best of the center backs. He wasn't the best, but he was better than the other two center backs. And then so Grant Kekana, I give him a 4. I give Grant Kekana a 4. Khulisi Mudau, I give him a 7 because he was the second best player for South Africa after Ronan Williams because he was making inroads, he was dribbling, he was kind of attacking. He was attacking, like he would make a run forward and only to find that there are no people forward, so he just has to go back or try to keep the ball in the Moroccan half just to eat down a few seconds. And like he defended really well. So Khulisi Mudau, I'd give him a 7 out of 10. And then Sitole, I'd give him a 6. He had a decent game. I feel he was the third best player for Bafana in the match because other than the pass, actually, he made a few passes. He closed down opponents. Like he played his part. Goodman Musele. Actually, I realized I haven't talked about Goodman Musele. Goodman Musele, I'll give him a 5 because he wasn't great and he wasn't bad. So it's a 5 for Musele. Lodge, it's a 4. I'm gonna give Teminkosi Lodge a 4 out of 10 because actually, I feel like it's not his fault because firstly, he was deployed in midfield and we all know that Lodge doesn't really play in midfield. So like he was deployed in midfield and most of the times he was his own half because like we held like a low line. It was a low block, the lowest block I've always seen. So like Lodge can be out there, which we held a low block, which forced Morocco to hold a high line, so which pushed our attackers to actually be in our own half to avoid being offside. So I'm giving Lodge a 4. Pesitau also a 4. This was one of Pesitau's worst games in the national team colors. So Pesitau a 4. Lyle Foster, I'm giving him a 6. I feel the 65 minutes he played, he contributed a goal. He had a few moments where he threatened to actually go and do something, even though it came to nothing. But he still played. I feel like it's not all down to him because he He was just out there and people were defending, so I gave him a 6. So that's how it is. Yusuf Mart, I'm giving him a 4. Yusuf Mart, Yusuf Mart. And like Patricio Nange, I'm giving him a 5 because he didn't really do much. He didn't do much wrong. He didn't do much right. So I'm giving him a 5. So that was the game. It was overwhelming. It was one-way traffic. It was Morocco trying to score South Africa and South Africa defending, and yeah. So now I want us to look at whether Bafana South Africa are ready for AFCON. Are we actually ready for AFCON? Because we're not ready for the World Cup. That's why we didn't qualify. Even if we qualified, I don't think we're gonna get through the last qualifying round. So we're not happy for we're not ready for the World Cup. That's for sure. Mara, are we ready for the AFCON? Are we? So first of all, I'd like us to look at Coach Hugo's stats ever since taking charge of Bafana. So like Bafana have played 12 games under Coach Hugo Broos. They won 7, they drew 2, and lost 3, which equals to a 58% win rate. So of the 7 wins that of the 7 matches that they've won, they've only beaten a side that is ranked above them once in 4 matches, because they played sides that are ranked above them 4 times. So they only won 1 out of those 4 matches. They lost the other 3. They didn't even draw. They won 1, lost 3, and the 2 draws that they have, they came against sides ranked below them. So when we're going at AFCON, you're gonna find a Nigeria who are ranked above you. You're gonna find a Morocco, a Cameroon, a Ivory Coast, a Egypt, a Senegal. All these teams are ranked above you, and already you're having a picture of what your last 8 is gonna be like. So are we gonna be in the last 8? Are we ready to play those kind of matches? I don't know. Only God knows. So like Broses Bafana have an average possession of 45% in 12 of the matches that they played. Their average ball position is like 45%, so it's pretty evident that they are not a ball possessing side. They don't really like playing with the ball. I don't know whether it's the players that are not enabling the coach to play with the ball, or like the coach doesn't believe in the system of playing with the ball. I don't know. They have scored 12 goals and conceded 11 goals, while also keeping 7 clean sheets. Okay, so yesterday's game was the first where they took the lead and ended up losing the match, because they had 3 games where they took the lead, and let me see. They took the lead yesterday and actually they lost. So the other 2 losses that they have the losses that came after they've been scored first. So like they've won all 6 of the matches which they scored first. So like in 7 matches that they played, they scored first in the 7 matches, and they won 6. And yesterday's match was the first one in which they scored first and went on to lose the game. So like Hugo Broos' top goal scorers are Evidence Makgopa with 3 goals, Bonyikuhle Hlongwane and Tebo Mokoena with 2 goals, and Kagiso Malinga, Thabiso Sibanyoni, Lyle Foster and Muthobi Mvala all on 1 goal. And surprisingly, I think I talked about it earlier, Percy Tau has never scored for Hugo Broos' Bafana in the 5 matches he played under him. So he's yet to score under the new coach, Hugo Broos. So I think this actually shows why Hugo Broos loves Evidence Makgopa so much, because he's actually loyal to Evidence, and Evidence is to a point loyal to him, because most of the time he's given a chance, he contributes, he at least puts in a goal here and there. So yeah, that was Hugo Broos, Bafana against Morocco. And my thought is, actually I don't think we're ready for the AFCON. because we're just gonna go there. Actually, I think if we get a decent group, not a tough group, a decent group, we're gonna bow out in the group stages. So we still have a lot of building up to do as a national team, and we still have a lot of talking to do. I feel like the coach needs to talk to other coaches, needs to talk to the league, mend bridges, because like if there's one thing you shouldn't burn in life, we shouldn't burn in life, it's bridges. So I feel like Hugo Broos, as much as he's honest, as much as he doesn't have a filter, he's burning a lot of bridges. There are some comments you just don't have to make in the public domain. You can just tell the coach or a certain player that you're not picking in private, and yeah, one on one. Just don't come out to the media, because I feel like you're burning a lot of bridges, and that's not gonna help your cause, because next time when those people are supposed to come out and help you, they won't come out and help you, because trust me, you are gonna need them someday. So next up for Bafana is a clash on home soil against Liberia, who have lost 7 of their last 8 matches and are ranked 149th in the FIFA rankings. So I expect Bafana to win this match, and actually to also win the return match in Liberia. I know they're gonna have home ground advantage, but the quality should still be too much. We have better quality than Liberia. So, and then before taking on Morocco again in the last match of the qualifiers in March 2023. So good luck to Bafana in those matches, and yeah, let's just hope everything goes well. So in the this is the last part of the pod, and I'm gonna look at the DStv Premiership transfers, because I touched on a few of them in the previous episode, and said I was gonna talk about them in this episode. So like, I'm recording this on the 11th June, Saturday. So yeah, everything here is off 11 June, Saturday. So like, Sipho Mbule to Mamelodi Sundowns for a surprise. I almost missed that. For a surprise undisclosed fee for has been confirmed. Sipho Mbule is moving to Mamelodi Sundowns from SuperSport for an undisclosed fee, and I'm no longer surprised, actually, because every transfer in South Africa is an undisclosed fee. So the 24-year-old has put pen to paper on a 3-year deal with Masandawana after winning the MTN8 twice and reaching the finals of the CAF Confed Cup with SuperSport United. He contributed 21 goals, scoring 11 and assisting 10. So it's gonna be interesting seeing him battling for a place in the already star-studded Mamelodi Sundowns midfield, who are already looking likely actually to do another domestic trophy sweep next season, because I mean, who else is gonna challenge them? So I don't know. Sticking with Sundowns, this next story, actually, I don't know, because apparently George Maluleka has been given parole. Fuck it, let's get serious. So Sundowns have confirmed that they've released midfielder George Maluleka and strikers Busiso Vilakazi. So George Maluleka joined Sundowns in 2020. So like 2 years later, has been released, and also Busiso Vilakazi has been released. So moving on to KZN, Amazulu have reportedly signed Bafana under-23 centre-back Tendo Mkhumela from Cape Town Spurs, according to Lawrence Kohler. Mkhumela scored an impressive 17 goals for a central defender in his 4 seasons for Cape Town Spurs, formerly known as Ajax Cape Town. Amazulu also confirmed the signing of Velu Yegezulu and Ryan Hamamap from Chippa United. Former Kaizer Chiefs winger Dumisani Zuma, TS Galaxy's Augustine Quem, and once Orlando Pirates top goal scorer Gabadinho Mango. They have also offloaded a whopping 14 players, most notably Xola Mlambo, Luvuyo Memela, Henrik Ekstein, and Sietamba Sitebe, amongst others, the club confirmed in a statement. And then moving on to Gauteng. I don't know whether it's Gauteng or Limpopo, but Sekhukhune United have confirmed the signing of coach Kaitano Tembo, previously with SuperSport United, weeks after the club parted ways with coach Owen Dagama. And according to Soccer Laduma, they have signed 23-year-old DRC international defender Teresa Chibwabwa. DRC. Defender Teresa Chibwabwa, who was playing his trade in Zambia's Red Arrows. And if reports are to be true, he'll be unveiled with former Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeper Lyle Lakay and Cape Town Spurs attacker Abednego Musiatlaga. Sekhukhune were not to be outdone by Amazulu, with they themselves also releasing 14 players, with notable releases including Justin Shonga, Evans Rusike, and amongst the 14. So the hashtag trending right now is Dstv Premiership 14. If you're not releasing 14 players, what are you doing? So moving on to KZN, Golden Arrows have completed the signing of former Kaizer Chiefs frontman, 25-year-old Ryan Moon. Moon, who was released by Swedish side Varberg's Boys. That's a tongue twister, Varberg Boys. Scored 7 league goals and assisted 1 for the Swedish side in the Allsvenskan. Allsvenskan, which is the Swedish top flight. And yeah, moving back to Gauteng, Morocco Swallows' Dylan Solomon's agent confirmed that he has received call regarding the 26-year-old versatile midfielder, with a decision expected to be made next week, as he's still engaged in the DStv promotional relegation playoffs with his current club Mamelodi Sundowns. Word on the street, and if word on the street is to be believed, is that Kaizer Chiefs are the front runners to lend his signature. Sticking with Kaizer Chiefs, Golden Arrows swinger Pule Modi wants to join Kaizer Chiefs. This is according to Idiski Times' Lawrence Kohler. Modi, whose contract with Bafana Vs runs out at the end of the month, but with Arrows having an option to extend by a further year, scored 4 goals for Arrows in the league and is valued at 5 million by Transfermarkt. Kaizer Chiefs are currently engaged in talks to sign Morocco Swallows' Kamohelo Mahlatsi, Bafana's Portuguese pace Kobamelo Kodisang, and West African striker Frank Mbela, who is currently at Ghana's Asante Kotoko. This comes after Kaizer Chiefs also joined the teams using their recycle bin by recycling 8 players and transfer listing 2, while also securing the services of Stellenbosch duo Zita Kwinika and Ashley Dupreez and formerly Amazulu midfielder Siethemba Sithebe. Now, moving to the other side of Soweto, Orlando Pirates have announced the release of former captain and Bafana player Thulani Hlatshwayo. Tyson joined the Buccaneers back in 2020 and captained them to their first trophy in 6 years. The club also confirmed the departure of assistant coach Fatou Davies, and after 4 years of service with the club, and head coach and head performance analyst Darian Wilkin. Now, moving back to KZN. Seems like Ziawe KZN. Maritzburg United have parted ways with head coach Ernest Middendorp. The team of choice chose to pull the plug off Middendorp's third stint with the club after leading them to a 12th place finish. 4-time winning PSL coach Gavin Hunt has been linked to the post, and we shall see what unfolds in the city of Maritzburg. And last but not least, former Mamelodi Sundowns and most previously Amen's midfielder Bongani Zungu is in the country after his current contract with the French second division side is set to run out at the end of the season. Now it remains to be seen where Zungu is going to be next, with the title of the hottest free agent in the country currently his with the talent he possesses. So that's what's happening in the DStv Premiership. That has been episode 2 of Ibola Lasemzansi, a South African football podcast with me, your host, Tony G. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for episode 3, because episode 3 is gonna be here around next week. So thank you again for being with me up until this point. I appreciate you. Subscribe, and just keep your heads up for the next episode. And we out.